Okay, let's put the handbrake back on. Okay, set the revs again. Remember where your left hand should be. Yep, good. All right. So you know what happened there?
Yeah.
Keep bringing out the clutch up a bit more. So if you watch the car, it's actually gonna lift up a little bit. Up, more clutch, more clutch. See that? Now hold it there, hold it. And then remove the handbrake. Okay, good. Keep holding the clutch, keep holding the clutch. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So this video is going to be a little bit different. We're gonna be starting a driving lesson series where I give lessons to my wife here, Joanna. She has been driving for a number of years now, but in automatic car, but she doesn't know how to drive manual transmission. So we've been talking about getting her to learn a manual car for the last few years now, but I think now it's just about time that she learns how to drive a manual car. These lessons, we're just gonna divide them into chunks. So we're not gonna be doing too much in each lesson. We're just gonna kind of like divide the lessons into parts. That way we kind of like have something to work on every time, and also it's gonna help you guys to follow along on some of these lessons. Anyway, if you are new to our channel, consider subscribing so that you don't miss out on future driving related videos. So Joanna here, she's going to tell us a little bit about her driving, her experience in the manual, because she said that she actually in the past she tried to learn in a manual car, but you just started but never really continued. Is that?
Yeah.
Why didn't you continue learning how to drive a manual car?
I didn't continue learning driving a manual car because
it was difficult.
It was difficult. Well, I started off being quite ambitious and excited about driving, but once I got into driving,
yeah,
the learning to drive, learning the gears and coordinating the clutch, coordinating my left and my right foot, that's when things started getting a bit complicated.
Okay, so basically what happened is she tried to learn manual car, but it was too much. It was too much to the point whereby you just decided to learn auto because it was easier.
Yes.
Isn't it? Okay.
Yes.
And you've been driving automatic for about 10 years now.
Yes.
Okay. So have you had any incidences when you've been driving auto? Have you ever crashed or something like that?
No, I've never crashed.
So never crashed. Okay.
Yeah.
So that means that you actually she's a good driver, guys. If she's driving, I don't really get worried too much. Usually when people are driving me, I'm very attentive, but when she's driving, at the start I was like observing obviously, but now I'm kind of like relaxed if she's actually driving, which is a good thing. So these lessons, what we are going to do, we aiming to do about 10 to 15 lessons, and then we are going to book the driving test. So that's the plan, but no pressure at all, because we've got kids, so small kids who needs our attention. So if there is no one to look after the kids, basically we cannot do a lesson. So the plan is to be doing these lessons on the weekend. So we are hoping to do 1 lesson or 2 lessons a week, and we're trying to do like 10 to 15 lessons. and then we're gonna book the driving test. So we're gonna try and book the driving test actually probably today. We are going to be booking the driving test, because if we don't have something to work towards, this can go on for a number of years again, so we will never really get it done. So the plan is to do an introduction lesson now, and then we are going to try and book the driving test. So hopefully by the time we get to 10 or 15, between 10 to 15 lessons, hopefully she'll be ready. But again, there is no pressure. If you are not ready by 10 to 15 hours, we're just gonna postpone the driving test. But at least we're gonna have the test booked so that we have something to work on. All right, so today's lesson, we just I think we're just gonna probably like do a bit of an introduction on how to drive a manual car. So do you know anything at all about the manual car?
Apart from you have to manually change gears.
Okay, obviously, yes. You watch me change every time I'm driving.
Yeah, and also the addition of the clutch.
Okay.
As compared to like an automatic car.
Okay, so do you know like which one is the clutch?
Yes.
Which one is the clutch?
So it's on the far left.
Okay, the one on the far left.
Yes.
And which foot do we use when we are operating the clutch?
The left foot.
Yep, that's good, correct. And then what does the clutch do?
I think it helps when you're changing the gears and the accelerator. Something about disengaging or engaging something.
Yeah, it helps you to change gear basically.
Yeah.
So anytime you clutch in, it allows you to put the car in the next gear. Okay, so we're gonna keep it simple because we don't want it can get a little bit more complicated. I don't want to talk about the clutch being connecting the engine to the wheels of the car. We're just gonna keep it simple and say that the clutch, we use the clutch when we are changing gear.
Okay.
Also, we use the clutch when we are moving off. So whenever we're trying to move off, we use the clutch. And then whenever we are stopping as well, we use the clutch. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what's going to happen if we stop without clutching in?
The car stalls.
Yes, the car will stop. So it seems like you have some basics ideas, so which is going to come in handy. Also, like the fact that you have driven an automatic, that's going to help you a little bit over time, give you a little bit of experience. Okay, so left side pedal is your clutch, and then middle pedal is
the brake,
and then the one on the right,
accelerate.
Yep, that's good. So when you get in a manual car, it's important that you make sure that your sitting position is good. That's the first thing you need to think about. The height is okay. It's not too far, not too high, not too low.
No, it's fine.
You can see above the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Okay, so at this point, what you can do, try and move the clutch down with your left foot all the way to the floor. So do you think you're stretching too much? Because if your foot is stretching too much, then you might need to move forward a little bit. There has to be a slight bend in your left foot.
Okay.
So maybe move a little bit.
Move a bit.
Okay. And then now push the clutch down. Is that comfortable?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Every time you get in the manual, you can make sure your seat is adjusted properly. Because if you are too far, it's not going to allow you to clutch in properly. And you're going to need to clutch in every time you're moving off. Every time we're stopping, we clutch in. So it's important that whenever you are driving a manual car, your seat is in the right spot. Okay, and then your height is fine. You can see above the steering wheel. You can also reach the steering wheel properly. Yep, that's good. It's a little bit warm in the car, so we're gonna put on our seat belts. And then the keys, I think you got the keys, so if you want to go ahead and put in the keys. And then try and turn the key, see what happens. Keep turning. Yep, keep turning. Okay. So see, like there you're turning, but the car is actually not starting. Now that's most of the manual cars these days, they put a little bit of restriction to make sure that when you start the car doesn't jump forward. Okay, so basically whenever you're trying to start the car, make sure it's in neutral. So the way you do that is you should be able to move this gear stick to the left and right, and it should move freely. Do you want to try? So just move it. Yeah, see how it's moving freely left to right?
Yeah.
If I go to first gear, it's not gonna move. It's just gonna like stay there.
Yeah. And
if you're trying to start a manual car in first gear, because this car is a little bit newer, it won't start. To be able to start it, you need to push the clutch down. But we're gonna put it back to neutral first. Yep, good. So go ahead and clutch down and then start the car. Okay, so now the car is started. We are in neutral. So when the car is in neutral, you can actually take your foot off of the clutch. If it's in first gear, if you take your foot off of the clutch, what do you think is gonna happen?
It's gonna stall?
Yeah, the car will stall, but also the car can jump forward. So that it's important that you remember that if you are stationary, make sure you don't take your foot off of the clutch. You need to put it in neutral first. Okay. Otherwise it could jump forward and then you can hit maybe another car which is in front of you. So always whenever you need to take your foot off of the clutch while stationary, the car has to be in neutral. Or maybe the car has to be off. If it's off, it's okay, you can remove your foot from the clutch. All right, so we talked about the clutch. The next thing that is gonna be different is this one. What's this?
The gear stick. Yeah,
so this gear stick, this is something you need to also be familiar with. So with this gear stick, you can see that it's actually got numbers. So you've got first gear, second gear. So first gear is kind of like on the top left. Second is on the bottom left. Third is in the middle up. Fourth is in the middle down. Fifth is on the top right. Sixth is on the bottom right. Okay, and then in this car, reverse is on the top left as well. So you shouldn't be worried about accidentally going to reverse, because this car, to be able to actually put it in reverse, you have to pull this thing up like this. Okay. Yeah. So if I don't touch this, the car, if I don't touch this and I put the car like, that's first gear. Okay. But then the moment you pull that up and then you move it to the left, it goes to reverse. And this car is again a little bit nice because it will show you a reversing camera. So when the reversing camera comes on, we know the car is in reverse. Because there's a lot of students that actually put the car in reverse instead of first, which can be dangerous.
So if you're gonna come out of reverse, do you have to lift this again?
No, you don't have to lift it again.
Come back.
Yeah, just come back.
It's just to get into reverse.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna practice how to put the car in gears. Okay. Now it's important that the way you hold the gear stick, sometimes it actually affects your driving. If you're holding it wrong, like some people hold it here, it's gonna be a problem. So what you do, you use the palm of your hand to hold the gear stick. Okay, and then your fingers, they will be like either facing you or facing away from you. So usually first and second gear, your palm, it's facing away from you. Okay, so if you just want to go ahead and put your hand there, so make your palm to face away from you. Yes, and then we're gonna crash down. Okay, so now you're gonna move it all the way to the left and then go up. Yep, good. And then you do the same thing to go to second. Now second is a bit of a tricky one. It's not too tricky, it's just making sure you understand how to do it. To go to second, you need to apply a little bit of pressure on the left while moving the gear stick down. Okay, now that's important because if you just move it down straight away, the car could end up in fourth gear. Which means that the car will stall if that happens. So let's try and go to second. So a little bit of pressure to the left and then move it down. Good. And then now you're gonna make your palm face you, and your thumb is also kind of like pointing up. Yep. And then you move it to like neutral and then go up for third. Yep, good. And then so if you look at this diagram here, third and fourth, can you see like they are kind of like in line?
Yeah.
So you keep your palm facing you and your thumb up again and move it down for fourth. Yep, good. And then go to neutral again, your palm is still facing you, and then go all the way to the right and then up. Yep, good. And then six is the same thing. So your palm is facing you, your thumb is a little bit like that, like facing up, and then you apply a little bit of pressure to the right while moving it down. Yep, good. I'm not 100% sure if you did apply a little bit of pressure. Just go back to neutral for me. Okay, go back to fifth, so and then up, and then go to six, so a little bit of pressure while moving it down. Yep, good. And then back to neutral, so move it up, and then if you notice, if you are in six and I move the gear stick up a little bit, see what happens? What do you think happens?
It automatically goes to neutral.
Yes, so the car always, if you move it up, or if it's in third maybe and you move it down, it's always gonna want to find neutral. So like here, if I'm in second and I like move it up a little bit, see, always gonna try and find neutral.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it again. So go to one, usually, yep, that's it. And then two, and three, and then four, three, and then four, and then five, and then six. Go back to neutral. Okay, let's do it again. Yep. Yep. Yep, that's it. And then six. Yep, good. Now go back to neutral. So what you just did there, so you see like you're going from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We call that upshifting. So you're going up gears. And you need to remember that the faster you're going, the higher the gear. So basically what that means is higher gears, they have less power than lower gears. So lower gears, they have more power.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's say you're climbing a hill and you feel like the car is losing power and you need more power. Do you think you're gonna go to a lower gear or higher gear?
Lower gear.
Yeah. So if you are like in, let's say you are in fourth gear and the car is losing power, what are you gonna do?
Go to 3.
Yeah, so you're gonna go to 3. But then if you're driving on a flat road and the car is going faster, so in that situation you actually don't need a lot of power.
Okay.
So you need higher gear or lower gear?
Higher gear.
Yeah. So that means if you go faster, if you are in second, which gear are we gonna go to?
Third.
Yes. Okay. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay, so we just did upshifting, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what we can do now is downshifting,
Okay.
which is we're gonna go to 6, go go to 5, go to 4, go to 3, and then 2, 1. Okay, so first thing first, crouch down. Yep. And then 5, and then 4, and then 3, and then 2, and then 1. Go back to neutral, and then do it again one more time. Also say which gear you're going to when you're doing it.
Okay. So 6.
Yep.
5.
Yep.
4. 3. 2.
Yep.
1.
And then 1. Yep. Good.
And then
neutral. All right. Good. All right. So that's the gear downshifting basically. Let's see what can we do next. Any questions so far?
Can I do reverse?
Okay, to reverse. Yep, and then you can see the reversing camera comes on. Yep. Okay, go back to neutral. So at this point, obviously for you when you're doing this, you are currently looking. Okay,
yeah.
So at the moment it's okay to be looking when you're shifting, but eventually when you get some experience, you need to get to the point where you don't look when you're changing gears. Okay, so like for me, because I've been doing this for a long time, if I go crouch down, I can go 1, 2, 3, neutral to go to 4th, neutral to the right, up to go to 5th, and then 6th without looking. Okay, do you think you can try and do that without looking?
Okay,
just take your time, no rush.
Okay, so clutch down. 1.
Yep.
2. 3.
If it gets stuck, you might need to go back to neutral.
Okay.
Yep.
3.
Yes.
4.
Yep.
5.
Yes.
6. 5.
Yep. Good.
4. 3.
Yep.
2. 1.
Yep.
Neutral.
Yep. Good. That's pretty good. Okay. So when we're doing all of that, we're changing one gear at a time. Okay. I think we're probably not gonna worry about this now, but it's important to know that there is another technique that we call block shifting.
Okay.
So when we talk about block shifting, this is when you are skipping a gear. Okay. So for example, if I'm slowing down and I'm in gear 6, instead of going to 5 and then 4 and then 3 and then 2 and then 1, I could actually go from 6 to 4 and then go from 4 to 2. We call that block shifting. So you like skipping a gear, and that's actually good. In the future you'll need to be doing that a little bit because it's good for your gearbox, and also I guess it helps you to not do too much. Okay, so crack down and then go to 6. Where is your palm gonna face?
Towards me.
And your thumb?
Up.
Yep, good. And then go to 6 and then go to 4. Good. And then go to 2. Now, yes, good. That's good. Yes, I was gonna say that your palm need to face in the opposite direction, but you corrected yourself. All right, go back to neutral and do it again.
Okay. 6.
Yep, good. 4.
4.
Yep.
2.
Yep, that's good. And then now go ahead and go to 5.
Okay.
5, and then so if you're doing 5, if you're trying to block change maybe by skipping one gear, which gears do you think we need to select?
3.
Okay, try. and then
1.
Yep, good. Now back to neutral. All right, I think that's pretty much the basics. Okay, obviously we're gonna talk about more things soon. Probably we're gonna keep this lesson as short as possible because we need to go back. But another thing that we can try and practice today is the biting point. What we call the biting point, because that's gonna help us next in your next lesson. We're gonna try and move off, stop, move off, stop. Okay. So when you're trying to move off in a manual car, the most challenging thing is the biting point. The most challenging thing is moving off in a manual car. So for example, if I need to move off, I need to crash down, and then I need to go to first gear. Okay. So whenever we are moving off, we go to which gear?
First gear.
Yes. So we go to first gear. So that's first gear. If I take my foot off of the clutch, what's gonna happen?
The car might jump forward.
The car will jump forward or it will stall. If I accelerate, so I'm gonna show you what happens. If I accelerate, see, the car is not gonna go. Yeah. So that's why moving off is a little bit of a technical thing. You need to know the steps. Okay. So usually when we're trying to move off, the first thing is to set the revs. You know what the revs are?
Yeah, the sound, this part.
Yeah, so that's so the accelerator. Whenever we accelerate, the revs goes up. So the revs is how much the engine is rotating per minute. So that's the revolution per minute. And you can check the revs by looking in the tachometer. That's called the tachometer there. Okay. So at the moment, what's happening, the car is kind of like idling around 750, I think, close to 1. Okay. So whenever the car is on, it's never really gonna go to 0. It's gonna idle between 500 to 1,000. Okay. But then if I'm gonna press the accelerator a little bit, then the revs start going up. All right, let's first practice the biting point though. Because even though you set the revs first and then find the biting point, but it's always better to do things in steps. So first of all we're gonna do the biting point, and after we do the biting point, we're gonna practice setting the revs. Okay. So the car is in gear 1. If I slowly release the clutch, I'm gonna get to the point where you feel like the car is pulling you a little bit, or it will vibrate. You feel that?
Yeah.
If I keep releasing it, the car will stop. Okay. So slowly release. It's about halfway point, and then I need to hold it. So when I get to the biting point, I actually hold it. So the biting point is that vibration where you feel like the car is pulling a little bit. Okay. And then you need to try and make sure you hold it. The clutch will kind of like be pushing you out still. So it's important that you keep your foot steady a little bit. Sometimes it's also a good thing to, so see, like if I bring the clutch out slowly, bring it to the biting point. Okay, so about there, I can actually put my heel on the floor to support my foot. So usually that's useful. So bring out the clutch slowly, get to the biting point, keep my heel steady so that it doesn't move out. And then that should help you out a little bit to make sure that it doesn't come out too much. Okay. Anyway, it's your turn now.
Okay, so
first clutch down, and then go to gear 1. Good. Then gently release the clutch until you feel the vibration. Maybe keep one hand on the steering wheel. Yeah, just to get in the habit. You feel it?
Yeah.
Yes, so keep it steady. And then after a few seconds, you can push it down again. All right, how was that?
Yeah.
Okay, do it again. So relax your foot a little bit. Clutch down. Yep, slowly release. Yep, good. After a few seconds, push it back in. Okay. Let's do it maybe 2 more times.
Okay. So we'll clutch down first gear.
Yep.
And then I release slowly.
Biting point, hold. Okay,
And
good.
Clutching.
You don't need to put that back to neutral. You can do that straight away.
Okay.
Yep, good. That's perfect.
Yeah.
And then push it back down. All right, good. All right, back to neutral. Then the next thing we can do is setting the revs. So obviously for you, again, you've been driving automatic. So a lot of people, when they are learning how to drive automatic, when they are accelerating, sometimes they accelerate wrong, which means they accelerate on and off. So that usually doesn't help too much when you're driving a manual car. Your acceleration needs to be smooth and consistent. Okay, so what I mean by that, if I was gonna like, see, if my accelerator is like that, that's not gonna work. Okay, so when we are accelerating, we need to push gently on the accelerator, a little bit of pressure, and we want to be around maybe 1.5, between 1.5 and 2000. Okay. So see how it's idling. Where is it now?
Almost 2.5.
Almost 2.5. So that's a little bit too much. Okay, so maybe around there.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like
1.7.
Yeah, but see how it's not like jumping up and down. It's not going like that and then up, and it's like I'm kind of like trying to keep it steady.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can try and have a go.
Oh, do I need to clutch or just?
Maybe let's do it without clutch. Yeah, just do it without clutching in.
Okay.
That's okay if it goes over. It might take you a few seconds to get used to it. It's hard?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So stop accelerating and then do it again. Okay, good. And then stop accelerating and then do it again. All right, good. So at this point, what we can do, we can actually like combine everything. So we try to set the revs first and then find the biting point. Okay. I think the car that you drive mostly doesn't have this handbrake. You still remember how to use it?
Yes.
Okay. Put your foot on the brake.
On the brake?
Yeah, on the brake. Good. And then remove the handbrake. Okay. Put it back on. Okay, remove it again. And then back on. Yeah. And sometimes also it helps to pull this up a little bit and press.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try. Pull up, press, down. Good. And then back on. All right, that's perfect. So we're gonna try and we're not gonna go far, but we're just gonna try and move off, and then we'll stop and finish the lesson. Okay. And then we'll do more stuff next time.
Okay.
So crouch down.
Good.
You can remove the brake for now because the handbrake is on already, so that's fine. Okay, go ahead and push the clutch all the way down. Yep, good. And then go to gear 1. There's someone else learning. So once you go to gear 1, you can keep your hand on the handbrake, it's fine. You don't have to put it on the steering wheel. So your right hand on the steering wheel, your left hand on the gear, on the handbrake. Okay, so set the revs. Take your time, no rush. It's okay if you mess up. Okay, now bring out the clutch slowly to the bite. So your right foot stay the same place. So keep bringing out the clutch. You're gonna feel the car pulling you a little bit once you are at the biting point. You don't have to look there anymore as well. Try not to look there anymore. You can listen to the car. Keep bringing out the clutch. Keep bringing out the clutch. Up a bit more. So if you watch the car, it's actually gonna lift up a little bit. Keep bringing out the clutch. Up, more clutch, more clutch. See that? Now hold it there, hold it. And then remove the handbrake. Okay, good. Keep holding the clutch, keep holding the clutch. Okay, at this point, what you can do, you can just make sure you keep driving, but keep left, obviously, it's two-way street. And then when you are in first gear, you can go slow, it's fine. The car won't stop. Okay. As long as you keep moving. You don't want to stop. If you need to stop, you need to clutch down. Okay, so we're just gonna probably just go all the way to the end and we'll turn around and come back. So when we get to the end, we're gonna go right. So here what's happening is there is a giveaway sign. We don't need to stop if there's no one, okay? But if we need to stop, we need to clutch down. Okay, good. And then go right again. So indicate, yep. Okay, that's good. The sign is there. Okay, so what we can do, there's no one behind us, so we can actually stop the car. So we're just gonna stop, like yeah, you don't need to park, just stop. So brake, and then you're gonna crash down as well. Maybe past this speed bump first.
So which one do I start with?
So you can start with the brake, a little bit of brake,
okay.
And then all the way crash down, all the way down to the floor. Good. Okay. Put the handbrake back on. Okay, so what you're gonna do is just set a little bit of revs again. Remember, around 1.5 to 2000. Keep it steady. Sorry, the mirror moved a little bit. moving up and down, isn't it? Okay, now bring out the clutch slowly. Keep the handbrake on for now. You can keep your left hand on the handbrake as well. Okay, now bring out the clutch. Up. Yeah, hold it. Now when we remove the handbrake, just keep the clutch steady. Don't remove the clutch. Okay, so remove the handbrake, but keep the clutch steady. Okay, good. Now bring out the clutch all the way. Good. So we have to hold the clutch for maybe around like 3 seconds maybe. Because if you drop it suddenly, the car will stall. Or maybe it's gonna jump up a little bit. Let's go right. Okay, so maybe we can do it one more time. So we're just gonna stop again. So you can just probably like stop about here. So brake, crash down. Okay. Maybe also when you're going for the brake, I'll be a little bit gentle with the brake. See how when you push the brake, you went too hard on it, yeah, and the car was vibrating a little bit. So you need to be a little bit gentle when you're going for the brake. Okay, let's put the handbrake back on. Okay, set the revs again. Remember where your left hand should be. Yep, good. All right. So you know what happened there?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So the car wants, yes, that's it. Okay. Yes. Yes, that's it. So what did you do different that time?
I held it.
Yes, so that works. That usually works very well when you hold it. Okay, so maybe let's go ahead and park the car on the right hand side. So you're gonna enter the car park. So you are already going slow enough. Crash down. Yes, good. So now you go on neutral and brake, and then you can let your feet go. All right, any questions with the lesson? That's it for today. We're just gonna end it there.
Yeah. Practice.
So what did you find challenging most?
Using my left foot, because automatic usually that doesn't get to work. So, and balancing, lifting, what do you call it, clutch out while maintaining the accelerator.
Yes. Yeah. So usually that moving off, it's gonna take a lot of practice. So that's what I was telling you about, being able to feel the accelerator when you're accelerating. So you don't want to push it too hard, but also you don't want to push it too soft.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to push it a little bit of pressure, but make sure you are consistent.
Yeah.
Okay. Another thing I noticed when you're stopping, so see how you're going for the the clutch goes all the way to. Ooh, sorry.
I forgot.
The clutch, your foot is okay now?
Yeah, it's out of the way.
The clutch goes all the way to the floor. Yeah. But your brake, the brake never go all the way down.
Okay.
Yeah, but
so I can take it all the way down.
So I noticed when you're going for the clutch, you're like trying to also push the brake down all the way down.
Oh, it doesn't have to.
No, it just needs a little bit. Of pressure, not too much.
Okay.
Yeah, because you could stop the car actually by if you're gonna hit the brake too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really gentle on the brake.
Okay.
But the clutch goes all the way down.
Yeah.
In that case, that's gonna come down to your coordinations.
Yeah.
So the way you're coordinating your feet.
Yeah.
All right. So next lesson, we are going to practice a bit more moving off and stopping.
Okay.
But this time we might do it on the road.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll be like in some quiet streets.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna move off, pull over on the left, take off again, pull over on the left.
Okay.
So that you get comfortable with that acceleration biting point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, you can give the video a thumbs up, and we will see you guys in the next lesson.